From above, the field stretching along the California hillsides become vividly clear through the drone's camera. The churned-up soil and flattened crops form familiar traces that no one could mistake. The harvest is being damaged, and the threat from wild boars is becoming more serious than ever. Despite many protective measures, they boldly return, continuing their destruction without hesitation. Today, we have no choice but to confront this threat directly to prevent further consequences. Fully equipped and ready to move, we relied on the drone's data to approach the targeted area. Every step was carefully calculated. Through a modern scope, from nearly a kilometer away, the herd of wild boars gradually appeared. They were there. That moment reminded us that only calmness and courage could help us overcome the challenge. The first shot echoed like a warning, asserting that they could no longer freely damage this land. Just 1 second of negligence, and every trace could disappear completely.
La tranquilidad para esto.
The atmosphere immediately turned tense. We quickly deployed a tight circular formation, closing the distance step by step. After a few minutes of scanning, a familiar sound suddenly broke the silence. Everyone was in position. As the perimeter tightened, it meant there was no escape. What do you think about this scene? Hit like, leave a comment, and share your thoughts. The area was now under control. I quickly grabbed the 16 Pro Max and called Nick, asking him to check the surrounding trails for any signs of lurking danger. It was just him and his familiar firearm. If the wild boars suddenly appeared, could he handle it? The answer is yes. Every result achieved comes from courage, determination, and daily training. All of these activities were carried out with local government approval to manage harmful wildlife threatening farmland. We immediately moved to the eastern slope when the alarm went off. There was no time to hesitate. Shots rang out decisively. After several successive rounds, the massive creature fell on the spot. If this area wasn't controlled in time, the wild boars would charge down into the lower fields. If you support these actions to protect the harvest, don't forget to like and share. Before the gunfire even faded, new targets appeared. Our reactions had become instinctive. Every movement was precise and natural. Each wild boar that rushed out fell into a position we had already prepared. This was the result of tight strategy and skills sharpened through time, helping us overcome the harsh challenges brought by the wilderness. After hours of tension, the deep footprints on the ground were clear proof that everything wasn't over yet. A new chase began, relentless. Only those who stayed calm with strong determination could keep up with fast-moving targets at long distances. And that was when the hunt came to an end, returning peace to the fields below.
Es grande.
The Toyota Land Cruiser loaded with the results of the mission clearly showed that the effort to protect the crops was completed. With courage and skill, we stood firm against the wild boars, preserving the peace of this countryside. All actions were approved by local authorities, ensuring legality and giving farmers peace of mind. If you felt the tension and meaning of this journey, don't forget to like and subscribe to join us in our next adventures. The villagers' urgent pleas about wild boars destroying their crops pushed us into action. But a storm racing toward us turned this hunt into a breathless race against time. Could we finish the mission and return safely before the storm hit? The classic hunting strategy was deployed immediately. While teammates and the pack of hounds applied pressure from below, David took a commanding position on higher ground, overlooking the entire hillside. Then it appeared. The target dropped. A superb shot, powerful, clean, and decisive, clear proof of the team's flawless coordination. The sound of the hounds echoed through the valley. The hunt was not over yet. On another slope, James stood guard, his eyes sweeping every bush and rocky outcrop. He knew the chaos, and just as predicted, it emerged. The boar's speed was impressive, but it could not match James's lightning-fast reflexes and precise shots. Pride surged within him, not only for stopping the threat, but for protecting the villagers from these aggressive boars. But success did not make James complacent. A larger target was moving in, a massive boar trudging along the rocky slope below. From above, James patiently tracked every step, rifle always at the ready. There was only one chance. Would he seize it? The decisive moment arrived. The round left the barrel and struck the vulnerable point just behind the shoulder. A few precise shots, effective, without unnecessary damage. Once again, the shots from James and David confirmed the soundness of the strategy. However, the encirclement tightened with full intensity. This was when I stepped in to support. On a gentler slope, I held a key position, serving as the first defensive line, ready for any target driven out of the dense forest below. A whistle came from the brush. My opportunity had arrived. It charged downhill, unaware of the danger waiting ahead. Not all boars fled in panic. The smarter ones chose to hide, waiting for the danger to pass. But my sharp eyes caught a suspicious movement in the undergrowth below. The scent in the air told me they were very close. I moved silently, closing in, holding my breath. That shot was not just on target, it was the peak of skill, decisiveness, and absolute precision, the marks of a true hunter.
We urgently searched for the remaining alpha.
The team urgently searched for the last remaining boar. Experience told us that in the stifling heat before a storm, it would head to one familiar place, the stream. Quietly, we took our positions, turning the area into a perfect trap. Would this judgment be? Would the final effort pay off?
We hastily loaded the spoils into the Jeep Wrangler and headed.
Then suddenly, it burst from the riverside brush like an arrow. It tried to escape, but could not break through the prepared line of fire. When the final target went down, the operation concluded in full success. Relief spread through the team. Sometimes, the greatest enemy is not a dangerous target, but time itself. And today, we won that race. If you found this journey compelling, don't forget to support the team and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next thrilling hunts.
Countryside of Morocco, once an oasis of tranquility, is now engulfed in chaos as wild boars proliferate throughout the region. Few can imagine the extent of destruction they cause. In just one night, the wheat fields and olive groves were torn apart, leaving behind fear and disappointment. The peacefulness of the village is now under threat, and we know that it's time to act and chase these invaders away to protect our beloved homeland. As dawn breaks, our team gathers at Nick's house. The rifles have been checked, scopes calibrated, and spare ammo is ready. We are prepared for the mission ahead. By 6:30, we enter the orange grove, observing the terrain and finalizing our movement plan. Before I could finish speaking, dark shapes darted across the field.
Officially begun.
Immediately, everyone took position, eyes focused, hearts pounding. The entire boar herd charged into the underbrush. I aimed and fired. A perfect shot. The boar fell. The first success of the day, and the crops behind us are now safe. The hunt has begun.
A few lucky boars break free.
Few boars managed to escape the first volley, running towards a narrow trail in the woods. From above, the drone spotted them sneaking through the brush. The hunting dogs closed in, driving them into a tight spot. My scope locked on. One decisive shot, and the boar fell. The teamwork between the people and the dogs delivered a flawless result, precise, effective, just as planned. Not far off, Nick noticed another boar near the trail. The boar dashed towards him, sensing his presence and becoming aggressive, ready to charge. But it was too late. Nick took aim, whispered, "It's time for you to face the end," and fired. A clean, decisive shot. The beast collapsed. I breathed a sigh of relief, watching him complete the task, restoring peace to the land once again. What do you think about that moment? Share your thoughts below. As we moved to another location, the rustling in the underbrush caught our attention. Years of experience, and the barking signal told me the target was near. I took my position and waited. As expected, the wild boar lunged from its hiding spot. Without hesitation, I raised my rifle, aimed carefully, and fired. The bullet struck its side, but it managed to run down the slope. A few minutes later, we found it lying by a field. These are the moments that test a hunter's courage and skill. And today, we once again proved that courage and precision can restore peace to this land. As the sun set, we received a call from the farmer. The wild boars had returned. We turned the truck around and rushed back to the orange grove, more determined than ever. The team spread out, tightening the encirclement. The herd charged toward Jay's ambush point. A massive boar came rushing toward us. John aimed perfectly and fired. A flawless shot. The boar dropped right on the spot. From now on, these fields will rest. No more failed crops. No more sleepless nights for the villagers. Every shot we take is a promise. Trade the rifle for peace. The confrontation ended, and the countryside could breathe in the fresh air.
Teamwork between man and dog pays off.
We returned in the 2025 Ford Ranger, the truck bed loaded with wild boars and our hearts heavy but filled with joy knowing we had protected the community. That's the end of the video. If today's hunt got your heart racing, leave a comment to let us know how you felt. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel and watch more thrilling wilderness hunts. See you in the next video. In recent days, the whole village has been worried about a wild boar herd. They have been charging down the hillside in waves, tearing up the fields and causing chaos in the land. The rough, growling sounds of their roars echo through the night, causing the villagers' hearts to tighten with fear. When the gathering order was given, we immediately set out, heading toward the green hill where the wild beasts were hiding. Despite the worry, a strong thought flashed through each of our minds. We must protect our homeland at all costs. As the first rays of dawn grew clearer, we advanced, following the deep tracks of their claws in the ground. Reaching halfway up the hill, the air became unnervingly silent. It was so quiet that every sound from below came to our ears clearly. Every sense was tense with anticipation. We stood still for 10 seconds. Then, a long-range shot was perfectly executed as the target appeared, our eyes gliding over it. The shadows to the right were swiftly eliminated. The opening strike had set the tone, a resolute declaration of our determination to protect the entire village's crops. After our success, our steps grew lighter. Driven by a new wave of determination, we split into teams and began sweeping through every crack in the ground, every narrow path. Soon, we stopped for 10 seconds. A lightning-fast response followed, and a shot rang out. The massive figure collapsed instantly. Another lurking threat had been stopped in its tracks. Before we could advance to inspect, a signal from our team echoed. The wild boars were hiding far off on the hillside. We followed their trail and quickly moved to block the narrow path. A perfect decision. The sounds determined the fate of the battle, but the others were not ready to give up. From a distance, another team quickly surrounded them, cutting off all escape routes. We moved in. The perfect synchronization, like a campaign rehearsed hundreds of times. We successfully stopped the surprise attack. As the sun rose higher, our steps quickened as we moved closer to flush out the lurking boars. Wild boars, being natural predators, often hide in thick bushes. At times like this, both eyes and ears must always be on alert, ready to face any threat. This intense focus allowed our strikes to be effective, preventing any sudden attacks from the wild boars. Once again, this confirmed the skills and courage of the hunters in their mission to protect the peace of the village. The journey continued when suddenly, the hunting dogs picked up the scent of prey. They followed the trail and charged forward at a terrifying speed. The sounds of gunfire, barking, and footsteps blended into a chaotic, tense atmosphere. Thanks to the seamless cooperation between humans and dogs, the wild boars were cornered, with no way out. When the space fell silent, only calm remained, along with a feeling of relief on the faces of those protecting the crops. The battle wasn't over, but once again, the teamwork between man and hunting dogs proved unstoppable. The determination, sharp instincts, and ability to read every sign meant no target could escape the swift and precise control of the hunters.
Y ha sido un macho, el más bonito de todos y la verdad que...
That night, the villagers could finally sleep peacefully. No one had to fear the roars in the middle of the night or wake up to fields torn apart at dawn. It was a difficult period, but it resulted in peace and security for the homeland. Today's battle wasn't just a confrontation between man and beast. It was a journey of bravery, a testament to the spirit of protecting hard work and life itself. Every drop of sweat, every shot fired carried a sacred meaning. Across the wide open fields of the southern United States, zooming in on the satellite map of Frio County reveals a long stretch of gently rolling hills. It is here that local communities continue to face the most destructive threat to their agricultural livelihood. Feral hogs reproduce rapidly, behave aggressively, and show little hesitation in the presence of humans. Today, based on aerial drone scans collected earlier, we deploy 4 coordinated teams. This is a multi-layered containment operation, not for entertainment, but to protect the livelihoods of dozens of farming families, where every row of crops represents months of hard labor. With 4 units holding strategic choke points across the area, all teams remain in constant communication via radio. David's team, responsible for the eastern slope, immediately shifts into an observation formation. Thermal optics sweep slowly through dense brush, while radio traffic delivers continuous updates. Meanwhile, David, the most experienced hunter in the group, focuses on listening to even the faintest sounds to determine the herd's direction of movement. The decisive moment finally arrives. Positions are locked in, and every escape route is under control. Sometimes, mastery of a hunt does not come from pulling the trigger. It comes from preparation and the ability to read terrain at exactly the right moment. Using GPS data and familiar movement patterns, Command quickly identifies the retreat route the herd consistently uses. This point lies between the safe zones of David's team and Mateo's team. Taking advantage of this natural choke point, the teams establish a holding formation. David maintains control from the high ridge, while Mateo advances along the trail, gradually guiding the herd into a narrow and predictable corridor. When threatened, feral hogs tend to cluster together, creating extreme danger for anyone reckless enough to rush indirectly. For that reason, the teams avoid direct confrontation. Instead, they focus on controlling movement and directing the herd while maintaining safe distance. This is where experience proves its worth. Hunting feral hogs is not a simple pursuit. It is about understanding animal behavior. As the containment tightens, Alex covers the western slope, an area known for the most hazardous encounters. Many inexperienced hunters panic here, but Alex does not. He follows the golden rule: maintain distance, maintain control, and never react blindly. He understands the terrain, angles, and safety zones clearly. Alex guides the herd straight toward Mateo and Eric. Here, timing matters more than speed. No one acts unless every condition is completely safe. No overlapping lines of fire, no confusion about teammate positions. A half-second mistake could undo the entire operation. Through precise coordination, the teams force the herd to split and disperse, preventing them from reaching nearby farmland where losses could reach tens of thousands of dollars. As the herd breaks apart, the radio becomes the lifeline of the operation. One unclear transmission could lead to serious consequences. The rule tonight is absolute. If you are not 100% certain of your team's position, you do not act. Hold position, the command comes through. Each unit adjusts accordingly, ensuring all actions remain safe, lawful, and responsible, stopping destruction while preserving the natural balance of the land.
In the scorching heat of noon, news broke of a herd of wild boars suddenly sweeping across the fields, causing chaos and panic throughout the region. Without hesitation, the protective hunting team immediately set out, heading straight to their hiding place. Ahead lay lurking danger, and behind us were the livelihoods of countless families depending on our success. Would our determination be strong enough to stop these beasts? Follow us to the end to witness the intense unfolding of this confrontation. On the kayak, we quietly glided into the area we believed the wild boars were wallowing in mud. Our sharp eyes scanned every inch around us, missing no detail. And then it appeared. A brief sound of triumph rang out, backed by unwavering determination. This was a challenge, but above all, a responsibility to protect the life and peace of this land. With unwavering fighting spirit, the entire team immediately spread out, surrounding and blocking every possible escape route in the dense swamp. The boats accelerated, keeping close and tracking the wild herd rushing at incredible speed through their territory. The team's synchronization became the key factor, opening the opportunity for Jack to make the decisive move. This was not just a counterattack but a statement of ownership and responsibility for protecting the villagers. The tension was still at its peak, and John was about to make a bold decision. Upon receiving the signal, he quietly left the boat, stealthily advancing toward the target. Even from a great distance, John remained fully in control. His refined skills and relentless training had shaped him into a resilient marksman, steadfast in his mission to protect the crops and the lives of the people in this region. Thanks to his bold decision, John approached multiple targets hidden deep within the swamp's corners. Each precise shot forced the creatures to retreat, drawing out the lurking shadows. Without a hint of panic, John knew we were ready for anything. His calmness and seasoned combat instincts turned every danger into an opportunity, bringing the mission closer to victory. When we finally found them, a swift assault surrounded and neutralized the elusive creatures quickly, precisely, and decisively. Within minutes, the swamp grew silent. The only remaining signs were the remains of the fallen wild boars, clear evidence of the team's coordination and unyielding determination. Wild boars are known for their stubborn nature. They are formidable opponents, but today, our thorough preparation made the mission smoother, bringing us closer to success. As the afternoon sun began to set, the hunt entered a tougher phase as the tracks started to fade. Yet our pursuit never stopped. After 15 minutes, the final shadow was found. The echoes of the chase and the cheers of triumph rang out. Our mission to safeguard this land could finally come to an end. Today's hunt was not just about winning a battle. It was about protecting a community. A profound reminder of human responsibility toward nature. Every decision was made with government approval, ensuring ecological balance and protection of wildlife populations. Every step, every action was a combination of skill, teamwork, and determination. Although we captured a significant number of wild boars, bringing peace back to the fields, this journey is far from over.
The wild boar population in California has been growing at an alarming rate. They tear up soil, destroy crops, and place constant pressure on local farmers. The damaged areas continue to spread, leaving us with no choice but to step in. This is not a hunt for sport. It is an effort to restore stability to the land and protect livelihoods. From the very beginning, we knew wild boars were dangerous, unpredictable animals, and every decision we made carried real risk. They can sprint at extremely high speeds, react in an instant, and remain constantly alert. When cornered, they do not simply flee. They often turn and fight back. While we split up to search for fresh sign, I suddenly sensed violent movement in the brush. Almost immediately, an entire group of boars burst across my path. There was no time to think. Instinct took over as I raised my rifle, locked onto a target, and brought one animal down before the rest scattered. The remaining boars fanned out and disappeared downhill. I shifted positions quickly, following the freshest tracks I could find. A sharp rustling sound nearby forced me into full focus. In the distance, the tracking dogs began barking aggressively. As I scanned the area, I spotted a dark shape moving low through the brush. I held my position and waited. The first shot failed to stop it. The boar kept coming, leaving me no choice but to act decisively on the next opportunity. The animal collapsed just a few steps away from me. That distance made the danger unmistakably clear. A single moment of hesitation could have ended very differently. Regaining my composure, I noticed a larger boar slipping between the trees, searching for an escape route. Elsewhere, Mark had already set up along a familiar trail. When the boar appeared and tried to change direction, Mark reacted instantly, cutting off its only way out. As darkness began to settle in, the dogs erupted again. I moved closer when a boar suddenly charged out of tall grass straight toward me. I stepped back, steadied myself, and fired at the exact moment it closed the distance. Everything ended in a split second. Had I been even slightly slower, I likely would not have continued the hunt that night. Harvest season was fast approaching, and everyone in the area shared the same concern. Every year at this time, boars pour out of the forest and can destroy entire fields in just a few nights. We gathered our team quickly, checked our gear, and brought the dogs into play. The moment they were released, they surged forward with intensity, following the strongest scent trails without hesitation. When the barking erupted in rapid bursts, we knew the animal had been cornered. Ethan was positioned at the top of a small slope, an area known for heavy wild boar activity. Once the boar was blocked by the pack of dogs, actions followed in quick succession until it was no longer able to resist. After that, the entire team spread out, pushing deeper into the area and continuing the search with intense focus. After many hours, the forest finally began to quiet down. Using tracking equipment, we located the dogs gathered on the far side of the ridge. Near a small stream, an ideal feeding spot for boars, we found fresh sign once again. Only minutes later, the final confrontation of the day unfolded. When it was over, exhaustion set in, but at least the coming harvest would face one less serious threat. Do you think controlling wild boars in situations like this is truly necessary? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you found this story compelling, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next journey ahead.
In the mountains of Asturias, Spain, locals are struggling against the threat of ferocious wild boar herds. Fertile fields can turn barren overnight, scarred by their storm-like destruction. These massive beasts are described as both swift and savage, enough to send chills down anyone's spine. Our hunting team quickly mobilized, spreading out into the dense forests, determined to track them down to the very lairs where they hide. No matter how cunning wild boars may be, they can't escape the traps of their own habits. Trails deep in the forest are stamped with countless hoofprints, clear signs that lead us straight to them. I moved carefully, avoiding any sound that might give me away. Then suddenly, from the thick brush ahead, a massive boar burst out, fast as an arrow. Without hesitation, I pulled the trigger. The gunshot echoed through the forest, The beast staggered, stumbled, and collapsed. One decisive moment was enough to seal the fate of this fierce creature. The sky suddenly darkened, and a chill crept through the treetops, making the forest feel heavier than ever. I moved into a tangle of fallen logs, pressing myself behind a massive trunk, silent and watchful. Then, without warning, a huge wild boar emerged into view. The instant it stepped forward, I squeezed the trigger. The shot rang out, and the beast collapsed on the spot. That kind of precision only comes from a hunter seasoned by years of experience. I moved quietly deeper into the forest, each step cautious, aware of the danger lurking around me. At the edge of the woods, a massive boar suddenly appeared, its fierce eyes locked straight on me. I quickly raised my rifle, kept my breathing steady, and pulled the trigger with a firm squeeze. The gunshot echoed, and the beast dropped instantly. Had I hesitated even for a moment, the outcome could have been disastrous. Yet in those perilous seconds, I knew my duty was clear: to stop the threat before it could wreak more havoc on the villagers' crops and land. That afternoon, I moved along the forest edge and settled into a shaded spot to watch. Through the thick foliage, the dark silhouette of a massive boar slowly came into view, wandering carelessly, unaware of the danger nearby. I steadied my hands, aimed carefully, and pulled the trigger. The first shot made it stumble before it could react. Quickly, I reloaded and fired again. The second shot brought it down clean. Late in the afternoon, I left the forest and moved to the roadside, taking my assigned position. Suddenly, a herd of wild boars burst out, their pounding hooves roaring like thunder. I stayed calm, aimed carefully, and squeezed the trigger. The shots rang out, the lead boar was hit and dropped instantly. The rest of the herd panicked and scattered back into the dense woods. As the last light of sunset faded, I spotted the final herd of boars hiding near the forest's edge. Without hesitation, I pulled the trigger, and the burst of gunfire sent the entire pack fleeing into the darkness. That marked the end of a long, grueling day where patience and determination were pushed to the limit. For the peace of this land, we're willing to stay awake through the night, give our all, and even face danger, just so the villagers can rest easy and their crops remain safe. The journey of facing the giant wild boars has come to an end, but the tension and danger still echo in our minds. What about you? What was the most unforgettable moment of this hunt? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to join us in the next adventure.
For weeks now, people in the Texas countryside haven't been able to sleep. Huge wild boars as big as calves keep tearing down fences, ripping up pastures, and even attacking grazing cattle. Deep hoof prints cover the ground, and every night, the growls echoing from the forest edge make the farmers uneasy. With the harvest at risk of being wiped out, the local authorities issued an emergency order, calling in our experienced hunting team. The mission was clear: track down and contain the wild herd that had become dangerously aggressive. Before sunrise, we gathered at the edge of the largest ranch in the area. The team double-checked our rifles, GPS trackers, and the pack of well-trained hunting dogs. Everyone knew that even a few seconds of hesitation could mean danger, for both people and livestock. I tightened my grip on the rifle and glanced around at my teammates. Every pair of eyes was locked in focus. Then, the first bark echoed through the dark. The hunt had officially begun. From the west, the dog's frantic barking echoed back. We split into two groups, circling around the low hillside. Suddenly, the bushes ahead shook violently. A massive wild boar burst out, its dark body slick with mud flying in all directions. I dropped to one knee, took aim, and pulled the trigger. The gunshot thundered through the valley. The beast staggered a few steps, then collapsed in the tall grass. No one had time to breathe. Our team immediately formed a line, ready for whatever came next. From deep inside the forest, the chaos grew louder. The dogs snarled, chasing after dark shapes slipping through the trees. We ran toward the sound of barking. At about 50 meters out, another boar was trying to squeeze through a narrow gap between the rocks. I shifted position, held my breath, and waited for it to turn. The second shot cracked through the air, cutting off its escape. The echo rolled across the cliffs, and for a brief moment, the whole forest fell silent. No time to rest. We pushed deeper into the forest. The terrain grew rough, rocks jutting out, uneven ground, and shifting winds made it harder to track the herd. Then a deep roar broke through the air, the unmistakable call of the alpha boar. It was bigger than I expected, with curved tusks and bristling hair standing straight up in anger. It didn't run, it charged straight at us. In that split second, everything seemed to slow down. I stepped back half a pace, raised my rifle, and pulled the trigger when it was just a few yards away. The gunshot echoed through the trees, followed by another shot from my teammate. The beast crashed to the ground. Everyone exhaled in relief, but no one let their guard down. In the forest, silence often means the storm isn't over yet. On the way back, our truck rolled slowly down a slope. Out of nowhere, a massive dark figure burst from the woods, forcing the driver to slam the brakes. Without thinking, I rolled down the window, raised my rifle, and took aim. The shot rang out, and the animal dropped hard by the side of the road. In that moment, everyone went silent. No one celebrated, because we all knew each shot was only a temporary fix. The villagers would still have to stay alert, because out there in the shadows, hundreds more were waiting. As the sun dipped low, the golden light spread across the fields. We packed up our gear, let the dogs rest, and headed back to report the results. In total, 99 wild boars had been taken down, a number that left many people stunned. But more importantly, the farmers could finally return to their fields without fear of another daylight rampage. If you felt your heartbeat racing during this hunt and want to see more thrilling adventures like this, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss our next videos. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.